Namaskar, hello and welcome to this very special occasion. First and the foremost, salutes to the valiant Indian Army. The Army Day we are all commemorating. 1949, it was this day when Lieutenant General K.M. Kariappa took command over the Indian Armed Forces from the last Commander in Chief of the British Army, for that matter. We welcome you all. Today is a day we wish to celebrate and we wish to cheer. I would say the spark in the Vikram Batra Fellows 2024. You have earned this title out of your great perseverance, effort, and I would say we were almost for this week we were listening to that in depth treasure trove of presentations from Gurteshwar, you, Toshan, who was the beacon of solutions. I remember from his mobile, he beamed out that hope and lot of soft power overlaid over the hard power of the Indian Armed Forces, Amreen. Uh, Again in a very soft and in a very I would say somber fashion she presented it all. And the three girls from KIIT World School Pitampura, I think they would be joining us. Sending messages remains a bit of a challenge, so they also presented so very beautifully, so very adroitly these I would say the vision for 2047 India superpower. And so Rhythm Hasija and Manya Bansal as well as S. Sharanya, those were the three lovely presentations we had over there. So let me just start off this induction ceremony, this investiture ceremony as we call it. We would not take long today because it's a day of rejoicing and a lot of, I would say, reflections. Because if you have chosen this pathway, and the pathway is not perhaps to not everyone has to go on the borders to fight for the nation, because modern day warfare is happening on almost uh, deep within, on almost all turfs whatever we are having. So what we could find out, that you all have displayed the aspiration, attitude and aptitude, the vision, values and vitality for a career in defense and strategic affairs. Now this is a very elaborate field. It's a very intertwined field, emerging field, we can say. Perhaps the field of international relations, you can be a diplomat even on the frontiers, like for example the Chinese frontier. So not every time there has to be a skirmish, because humanity has amassed so much of deadly weapons that a battle on fronts would perhaps annihilate the entire humanity, for that matter. But then that restraint, that suaveness, that sophistication, I would say that power to engage, that each one of us, of you, have really displayed in your immensely elaborate presentations, for that matter. And we also saw, as a part of your presentations, your essays, what you've submitted, the germs of qualities like discipline, loyalty, duty, obedience, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, ethics, excellence, commitment, personal courage, and sense of sacrifice. These are the soldier like qualities which are cherished by the Indian Armed Forces while recruiting their officers across divisions. And we had the great good fortune of receiving a very solemn message from one of our patrons, one of our Sherpa Pradhanacharyas, Madam Indu Khetarpal. Now, the surname Khetarpal, like the surname Batra in the Indian Armed Forces parlance, I would request Dr. Surbi to just read out that very solemn message. Madam Indu Khetarpal comes from that family of yet another Paramveer, yet another valiant soldier of the Kargil war. Yeah. So, a very warm good evening to all the participants and our
Madam Ekta from YPS Mohali Advendra Public School, and all the other participants who are watching us and who are going to join us soon. Would like to share Madam Dr. Indu Khetarpal's message. She says that good evening, Dr. Surpi. Just now read the mail regarding the investiture ceremony to be organized at the Veer Divas function on 15th January 2025. Wanted to share with you. I too belong to a martyr's family. Till today, whenever Second Lieutenant Arun Khetarpal's name is mentioned, tears roll down the family's eyes. He was my husband's brother, and life carries on. So, and also deep appreciation for creating awareness and raising the bar
So
of
we do
excellence
have
in education.
martyrs, we do have soldiers in families all across, and it's our academia which nurtures that spirit of sacrifice, which is so very important today when we are all aspiring for creating a unicorn or a decacorn enterprise. I think on the at the bottom line, the creation of a nation state, the defense of that very nation state, which enables the creation of those unicorns and decacorns, is all uh, perhaps facilitated and defended by these paramveers. More we can pay our tributes to them, the lesser it is. And just for our participants, that the motive of paramveer, just for the sake, it symbolizes the ultimate sacrifice of Rishi Dadhichi. There is a lot of symbology in the design of our Paramveer Chakras, who gave his bones to the gods to make the Vajra to kill the demon Vritra. So, this is the story behind this Paramveer Chakra, which is the supreme sacrifice. Like if Bharat Ratna is on one side of the civilian honor, Paramveer Chakra is the honor which defends the national boundaries phenomenally. So, so we would just start off the commemoration of each one of you. Somehow, we are not seeing Manya and others from KIT, but still in their absentia.
They're just joining in. KIT Pitampura is having some problems in logging in.
Okay.
They're just joining in. They're
So,
not,
so,
they're
so,
not
so
online.
then we will come back to their citations. So, first and foremost, the lovely and the serene voice. And one point which I wanted to mention right at the very start, that our girls have taken over the boys. You can see 4 is to 2. That's a kind of a ratio. Our Jhansi ki Ranis, they have more, I would say, gumption. They have more passion for the defense and strategic affairs. So the majority has really fallen in favor of our valiant girls, for that matter. It's really the pride, because India has been quite a Shiv Shakti civilization. And yes, we have got Jyoti Malhotra ma'am from KIT World School. The girls have really taken it over in somewhere or the other in the Bharatiya Parampara. If we see the 52 Shakti Pithas, they are more than the Dwadash Jyotirlingas. There are only 12 Jyotirlingas of Shiva across the country, but 52 Shakti Pithas, which are kind of the posts defending the sacred confines of Bharatvarsha, as we can say so. And at a time when Mahakumbh, after 144 years, this Mahakumbh comes over there. So, this is the beauty of this Indian civilization. It is not just a nation state of any other denomination. It's a nation which has deep connects, which has deep civilizational values and virtues. And we are really very, very, I would say, pleased and fortunate that our girls have really come forward in a phenomenal fashion. Manya has joined in, Rhythm and Sharanya and Amreen, for that matter. What a lovely set of presentations. So while the senior girls are joining in, let me do the honors on Amreen. Let me invite him to this illustrious club. I can say, let me decorate Amreen Bhati, a student of Yadavendra Public School, Mohali, as a Paramveer Captain Vikram Batra Fellow 2024, for really having displayed the aspiration, attitude, and aptitude the vision, values, and vitality for a career in defense and strategic affairs. This aspiration is very, 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 very important, and she has really shown those soldier like qualities. And as a part of the presentation, as a part of the MUN on defense and strategic affairs, we made elaborate comments. That video will really remain historic, and it will go on each one of your I would say individual web pages on the Rethink India website. uh, yeah. So, the specific aspect we would really like to bring it about, apart from the other laurels what Amreen has earned, like best diction and flair of presentation. It was so melodious while discussing such a difficult topic, such a difficult thematic. India's emergence as a multi-pronged global superpower since 1999 and aspirations for 2047. So I would really like to welcome Amreen to accept this fellowship. And as a part of this fellowship, we would be creating a close knit email group for you all. And we would really like to commemorate each one of the defense days and try to host, I would say, commemorative events. And we would invite you over there so that your resolve to pursue a career in defense and strategic affairs continues. So you become a part of a very privileged league of students who really aspire for it. We would be conducting a lot of engagements with senior defense and strategic affair personnel. Rethink India engages with them very closely, the diplomats, the senior military officers, people in the international affairs for that matter. So, as a part of this fellowship, this gives you this privilege to learn early on as to what are the nut bolts of the hard and the soft aspects of defense and strategic affairs. So, let me invite Amreen, and I would really request Surbhi, Dr. Surbhi, to really do the honors on Amreen Bhati. I think one of the youngest participants in the Defense and Strategic Affairs MUN, and
So this is to recognize Amreen Bhati as a Paramveer Captain Vikram Batra Fellow 2024, student of Yadavendra Public School, Mohali, for having displayed.
so that I have gone through. So
Yes.
Amreen, please accept it, and as a acceptance, if you wish to say something, you're most welcome. You have to unmute yourself, Amreen. Yeah,
Thank you. Hello.
yeah, we can hear
Hello.
you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. So, I think I learned a lot through this MUN, and it was a pleasure to um, to present my thoughts on this. Thank
Okay. And perhaps her faculty coordinator would really like to say something uh, at this juncture.
Hi, good evening.
Vikram, yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I'm really happy, on the evaluation. It says, yeah, agree, best diction and flair of presentation. So we are really thankful to you. And yeah, she's the youngest one. So well performed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward, I think someone who really stole the show with the we really felt like inscribing out here, but we felt yeah, it would get a bit informal, but it was truly a Rangde Basanti presentation. The best graphic design and focused content of presentation was of Gurteshwar Singh Brar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And I would also like to thank you and Rethink India for taking this initiative in the first place to give children like us this opportunity to show what we can give to our country. Thank you so much.
joining. Sir, just joining.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was some technical glitch. I have to get it again. So, yes, yes. Just a moment. So Gurteshwar has really gone. Uh, what we say is there is something which is very extensive and there is something which is very intensive. So what Gurteshwar has chose rather was to go deeper into the subject and a very pointed research he went into it. Now, not just the content, he decorated the content so very well. It's truly a Rang De Basanti presentation. He brought about those very lovely motifs from Punjab, and during the presentation, Ekta ma'am mentioned as to how his whole room is so much decorated. So, an artist, diplomat, we can say so. And the more striking point which we really wish to bring about was his identification of multiple inflection points, how the attitude of United Nations changed because it was just before Kargil, we had done the nuclear, the Pokhran 2, the nuclear test, and a kind of all kind of sanctions were levied upon us. But then that a retaliation came from an enemy country, and Kargil, the I would say the martyrdom of valiants like Captain Vikram Batra, it somewhere changed the American attitude towards us, and that was very, very, I would say, great point what Gurteshwar brought about, and so we would really like to bestow upon this Captain Vitra fellowship on Gurteshwar, and we would keep learning because this is a lifelong fellowship. It is just the year 2024 where you worked upon Kargil at 25, and at Rethink India we would really like to nudge you constantly in some way or the other, that you really keep on aspiring for pursuing a glorious career in defense and strategic affairs. We would keep on nudging, we would keep on poking, and that is what it comes with this fellowship. So, Gurteshwar, I would really like to invite you to accept this token tribute and also say a few words on this occasion.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. I'm greatly honored to accept this fellowship. And also, I would like to thank Rethink India for, at the first place, organizing this event to give a chance to students like me and all other like Amareen and Tushan to showcase what we can give to our country and what the new generation is thinking for its country. Thank
Thank you, Gurteshwar. Thank you so much. Moving forward, I think, see, we at Rethink India don't believe in a kind of a linear classification. But if I break that wow from us, I would say from the out of the box and original commentary perspective, if someone really stood apart and who really presented as a beacon of solutions, amplifying India's soft power phenomenally, I think it was Toshan Singh Nahal. Again, I would really like to I would say, remind that he just uses mobile phone, and that's what a true soldier is all about. Whatever peripherals he had, like in the 1962 war, our valiant Jawans, they didn't wait for the very funny, I would say, gear and all. It's so very important, but then their valorship, their spirit to serve and defend the country was so much that they really fought without those sophisticated weaponry. I think Toshan Singh, the zenith of solutions, the intertwinedness of hard and soft power we could really see, and really an out of the box original commentary he presented. We really would like to invite Toshan to accept this fellowship and keep contributing, keep participating around the year. Now I would really like to invite him to accept it and say a few words on this occasion.
Ah, thank you, sir. It was a great privilege to be a part of this program. I would also like to thank my colleagues from my school who supported me for participating in this event, and it was a great privilege to be in this flagship program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Toshan. Thank you. Thank you. To see you around. And I think we have Manya with us, representing perhaps the entire universe of KIIT Word School. And if Gurteshwar went to the pinpointedness of the subject matter, I think Manya was the one who really came out as a pro of best extensively research presentation, what she made on that forum, and that really makes her a Vikram Batra fellow in the right spirit. And she would perhaps focus upon later in the day, but then her wider vistas, whatever she presented in terms of defense platforms. And what struck me all the more, I have my notes with me. Uh, I think I have a chat message from, yeah. So what struck me of Manya was like she saw, like for example, one of the presentation makers, she brought about her polylactic acid project as an instrument of India's global superpower. So this spirit of Manya, I think this is what the country requires. Like on the National Youth Day, when the Prime Minister was exhorting the entire youth of the country to really stand up for a Vikasit Bharat in 2047. These are not words for that matter. I think it is souls like Manya and schools like KIT Word School, and I think faculty coordinators like Jyoti Malhotra ma'am, Ekta ma'am, they are the ones who are chiseling, who are the really potters, who are really creating these youngsters. Because एक idea badal de dunya. It is not just a punchline of an advertisement. It truly makes all the difference in a very very complex geopolitical order. And as we are seeing before 20th of January, the kind of global fist fighting which is happening, and post 20th January, you all would be having the references. We can all appreciate that as to what kind of a changed global order we can see through. And that's where sovereign self sufficiency, not just on defense platforms, because fighting a war will take a different kind of build up. But winning the wars within, getting self sufficient economically, I think that's where these defense and strategic affairs come into play. And this has to really become a kind of must understand discipline by one and all. And Manya has really connected the two so very beautifully. So, Manya, please accept this token tribute from Rethink India from the Defense and Strategic Forum 2024. And please, I think it was Manya, I can't see you. She was there with us a little.
I think she's there or not.
Okay.
She has switched off the audio even.
Very good evening, sir. I
Yeah.
am on the behalf of Manya. I
Yeah.
think there is a problem at her site.
Okay.
So I shall be really very thankful for considering our children efforts to be a part of this fellowship area. And thanks goes to even to Surbhi ma'am for every time being pinging and accepting our unwanted even calls all the time. We will be disturbing even ma'am for the same one, but I'm really happy that these girls have proved themselves. And thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, Surbhi ma'am, for your this effort. And really feel honored that my children are being honored like this way.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am. The privilege is entirely ours. It was truly a learning delight. Perhaps, like for example,
Exactly.
back at IIT KGP, some of our professors used to sit back in the student benches and allowed us to teach that very class. I think Manya's presentation falls into that class, and perhaps if you can organize this very presentation of hers in any of her class, perhaps for the entire school assembly, perhaps the video can be played. It's a treasure trove. The effort, what I would say this young researcher has put across, it really qualifies, I think, adulations and adulations and adulations for that matter.
And the phenomenal part is, that Manya is she's a junior school student, I mean, she's just among the younger classes. I think, if I'm not wrong, she's the youngest of the lot. one of the youngest participants, and she's presented so the way, the point of view which she has presented and the way she has presented, both is so prolific, you know.
I think some of the best defense platform experts who come on the national television, they probably would not have that kind of a command what she has on the defense platforms specifically. And that interest, because that's very like Indian Navy has launched three bigger platforms on Army Day today. If you are all defense and strategic affairs enthusiasts, all of you should really go back and see. One is Surat, the three frigates Prime Minister has dedicated to the nation. So that's all. I think I can go on and on. Perhaps that would be much longer, but very many congratulations, Manya. And rhythm, Hasija, I think like we do rhythmic breathing in meditation, rhythm was so rhythmic in her presentation. I think she was raising more pertinent question than answering. I think that pedagogy is so very important. When you raise questions, when you quote people, I think that's where the real value of a narratives comes through. And his has been adjudged as the best impactful and passionate presentation. So if Gurteshwar had crafted lovely slides, Rhythm simply took out, I would say, from her essay. She took out the images from there and juxtaposed it all in the presentation just to save time. It was such a, I would say, yeah, I can see Rhythm now. So, very, very congratulations, Rhythm. Please come and unmute yourself. And this is a day of your rejoicement. And we would really continue nagging you along with your teachers, because they are the ones who have really made this possible. Because see, at 8 o'clock in the evening, your teachers are really slogging hard for you. So that is the kind of Guru Shishya Parampara which schools like you are really championing. So Rhythm, please accept this token tribute and also say a few words out here. Again, we would really like to listen to your passionate voice. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It means a lot to me. Jyoti ma'am was always by my side. She helped me a lot. My volunteers, Manya and Sharanya Didi, we also worked together. We wrote the essay, and it was a really wonderful experience. And we really had fun, and we really, got to know a lot about new things. We researched a lot. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Rhythm. And last but not the least, it was S. Charanya. I think we don't have her, perhaps, but uh, I would say a very somber, a very moderate. I think in the voice and intonation, it was on the on the pitch like Gurteshwar, and hers was the best take home message presentation. वो दिल को छू लेने वाली जैसी एक मूवी होती है, amplifying the very purpose of being a superpower. So, a very purpose driven presentation, peace, prosperity, and justice for all. So, Sharanya amplified the quintessential civilizational message of Bharat कि अगर हम जगत गुरु हैं, विश्व शक्ति बनेंगे, तो it will be for the peace, prosperity, and justice for all. So that is the spirit what Sharanya really exemplified. And I would request Jyoti ma'am to again accept this token tribute on behalf of Sharanya and speak a few words about this very, I would say, aspirational, very inspiring personality whom we had the honor to host at the Defense and Strategic Affairs Forum MUN on the Vijay Divas, December 16th. Yeah, ma'am, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah. You have to unmute, ma'am. Yeah, Jyoti ma'am.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Uh, I must say that these type of efforts must be taken for our students, because like earlier what we supposed to be having, moving on a MUN, because things are quite far, we are unable to reach at that place. When you are doing these type of activities online, students from at every corner of the place would join you and actually would get the honor of learning something which is very much essential at this point of time. So I'm really very thankful, sir, once again for giving honor to my all the three children. I'm so happy that the people are being awarded like this way. And this panel, I'll keep it as a frame in my even home, so that it will be remain as a memory that these children has really made us honor today.
So I
The
think
joy and privilege is all ours, ma'am. It is entirely our pleasure and profound, honor to witness the scintillating presentations of the students and who are now Captain Vikram Batra Fellows.
I was unable to attend this ceremony during when the people are supposed to presented it. I have to go. It was due to some duty, like you can say that in the school hours. I'm unable to attend it. But the things that you are just been commenting on them right now, I was failed to understand why I have missed this MUN, not attended it, and would like to see there really these qualities that you are really depicting up in a very nook and corner of there, sir.
We
so
I
definitely
feel they are much confident today, more ahead for the other events likewise.
yeah, so Ekta ma'am, we had the great good fortune of having Ekta ma'am overseeing it all, and I would say filling that Acharya space, that slot of an Acharya, because we at Rethink India believe that even if the parents would have come, we always invite them to be a part and parcel in their ward's journey, because it's a, as the NEP also says, it's a compact between the student, the teacher, and the parent. But unfortunately, parents are really very, very busy these days to really take out time to really rejoice with their students and discuss with them as to what, because more a significant set of what Gurteshwar, Amreen, Toshan, they would have also learned apart from the teachers back home from their parents. And I think that aspect we keep on trying to unfold, because many of us really take inspiration. We might be having, like I remember Rhythm has a background in defense back home, so we all get inspired with that. So I think this has been a phenomenal learning experience for Rethink India. Thank you all friends for really taking out your valuable time devoting to such a theme, and we would really put up that in your student accomplishment portfolio wherever you are creating on the digital deck. Do put up, we will be doing it in our own limited fashion, but keep building up whatever strengths, because you all have shown comparative strengths. It's not a competition at all. The word of 700 like crore people, they're all unique in their own sense, and you will all excel with your own comparative strengths. Even in the Committee of Nations, it is said that we don't have to compete on a set of parameters. We all have to compete in our own comparative spaces. So, Gurteshwar, Toshan, you are all, I would say, categories in your own self. Retain your individuality, retain your passion, and learn from each other as you have done so very well. Improve upon. And I think this is just the end of a grand beginning, because pursuing a career in defense and strategic affairs is way more, it requires way more commitment than perhaps a career in any other field for that matter, because discipline, as we say, the soldier like qualities, they have to be imbibed. A lot of sacrifice goes on in earning that, but then it's all deep within, and that spirit perhaps inspired the legends like Paramveer, Captain Vikram Batra, and the host of Indian Armed Forces personnel who really defend our borders, who really keep this country safe and secure from any aggression for that matter. We are really so very fortunate to have felicitated you. We'll keep you engaged further and forward. I think with this we'll close today's investiture ceremony, and Dr. Surbi, any formal vote of thanks?
So yes, would like to say that as the theme of 2025, the Army Day goes Samarth Bharat Saksham Sena. So with these thoughts and inspiration, I'm sure that our Vikram Batra Fellows, Captain Vikram Batra Fellows, would further their life journey and follow the values and tread on their igneous, hard work and all the valor and courage which they have displayed in their thoughts, it would get in their life and their achievements as well. So once again, hearty congratulations to all the participants and the Vikram Batra fellows now. So with this, Jai Hind and Namaskar from all of us at Rethink India. Thank you so much.
So now weekends, days time, you will be receiving your welcome kits to this fellowship as well on your school addresses. So stay tuned for that, and we'll keep on connecting and learning from you all. Thank you so much. Namaskar.